What's up guys, and welcome back to another math video from Scalar Learning. And today we are talking about how to solve a quadratic equation using something called completing the square. Completing the square can definitely be tricky to understand, but I'm going to try and break it down with these two examples. So it's just one of the many ways that we can use to solve a quadratic, and I'm going to show you how it works. So the first step, we got something like this, we got it set to 0. First things first, I want to remove this constant. I want to pull it to the other side. So I'm going to subtract both sides by 48. And we've got x squared plus 14x equals negative 48. So I'm leaving a little space here. And there's a reason why. So now the next step, what we're going to do is we're trying to create a perfect binomial on the left side, a perfect square binomial. The way we're going to do this, and it'll make sense in a second, is we're going to take half of this term, which is the b term, and square it. So half of this term is 7, right? And 7 squared is 49. So I'm going to add 49 to both sides, right? I can't just add it to one side. If I'm adding it here, I got to add 49 to this side as well, right? So now I've done that. Now have I created a perfect square? Yes, I have. Now I can factor this really nicely. This just becomes x plus 7 times x plus 7, right? If I were to FOIL this out, it would become x squared plus 7x, which is 14x plus 49. So we know we've done that nicely, but I don't have to write it like this, since it's a perfect square. So it's really x plus 7 squared equals negative 48 plus 49, which is, of course, 1. Okay. The next step is, look, I've got a nice square here. How do I undo that? Well, I can take the square root of both sides. I can take the square root of both sides. Square root of this is just x plus 7. Square root of 1 is not only 1, but it's actually plus or minus 1, right? It's both 1 and negative 1. Now I've got two equations. Now I've got x plus 7 equals positive 1, and I've got x plus 7 equals negative 1. And now I can solve by subtracting 7, x equals negative 6. Subtracting 7, x equals negative 8, and these are my two solutions, x equals negative 6 and x equals negative 8. Now let's take this example. So we've got x squared minus 65, that's a dot right there, x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to do the same thing. First I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, and I get x squared minus 6x equals negative 5. Then I'm going to take half of 6, which is 3, and square it, which is 9, and add that square to both sides. Add 9, add 9. Okay. Now have I created a perfect square binomial? I have, and I can factor this as x minus 3. Again, it's times x minus 3. But since it's itself times itself, can't I just write this as x minus 3 squared? Equals negative 5 plus 9, which is 4. Now I take the square root of both sides. Square root of this is simply x minus 3. Square root of that is plus or minus 2. And now let's split it into two equations. X minus 3 equals positive 2. X minus 3 equals negative 2. We're going to add 3. And I get x equals 5. Add 3. X equals 1, and my two solutions are 5 and 1. That's it for how to complete the square. If you like this video, please click that like button. And if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.